Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. And I am so excited to make this video today. I am so excited to make this announcement. Okay, now I am a big believer in timing, that there is a specific time that things should happen. I don't know, I never know when the time is. But I do know when the timing feels right. And the timing feels right to make this announcement. And so I am so excited about it. Are you guys so excited about it? Well, if you read the title, you already know. Okay. So at the beginning of the year, I ended Peter's book club. So for those of you, let's get a little history lesson. So Mel and I had a true crime book club, okay? So at the beginning of the year, we ended the true crime book club. We had ran it for 5 years. We had so much fun doing it. We loved doing it. And we decided that it was time for something new. So we are currently in the process of putting together the Thriller Book Club. We do not know when that's going to happen. That might happen 3 months from now. That might happen 6 months from now. It might happen on January 1st. We do not know. It might happen a year from now. We're putting it together. Okay, we want to do it so that it's done really, really well. We're trying to think of different platforms to do it on. Anyway, that's a side story. Okay, so at the same time, I stopped Peter's Book Club, which was every month I was just picking a book that I wanted to read, and since we were doing true crime over there, I was picking a lot of thrillers and a lot of mysteries, okay? But I was picking some cozy mysteries as well. I love, love, love cozy mysteries. So I was picking cozy mysteries as well, every once in a while, like a brand new one that had just come out. So when Mel and I decided that we were going to do the Thriller Book Club, we had a lot of talks about this because I was like, if we're not going to do it, then I'm going to turn Peter's Book Club into a Thriller Book Club. And she's like, no, I'm totally down. I want to do a Thriller Book Club. So I was like, okay, even if we do it 3 years from now, I said, that's cool. So I said, well, if we're going to do a Thriller Book Club, then I'm going to turn Peter's Book Club into, this conversation occurred in January. Just put this in perspective for you, okay? How long I've been sitting on this. Because I didn't really know how I wanted to do it. Because I've done cozy mystery read-alongs, and I never finished them. I've read one and dones in cozy mysteries. And so anyway, I didn't really know how I wanted to do this. And it kind of all came together for me when I was in Las Vegas. A lot of things made sense to me in I don't know what it was about being in Las Vegas for this trip this last time, but a lot of things just kind of made sense to me. So anyway, so like I said, I've been sitting on this idea since January. So I told Mel, I said, since we're going to do thrillers, I'm going to turn Peter's Book Club into cozy mysteries. And she said, I'm totally down to do that. Now, Mel and I, in the interim, in January, so I've been doing the James Patterson, Alex Cross read-along, okay, since January, where we're reading all of the James Patterson, Alex Cross books. I talked about that yesterday. I'm a little bit behind on it. So I asked Mel that in the interim between, you know, when we get the Thriller Book Club up, if she would like to do a read-along with me starting in January, because we love to do projects together. So Mel and I are going to pick a mystery series to start in January and read for all of 2026. My friend Nikki and I are also going to be doing a Christmas read-along project. Okay, we're going to do an Advent calendar Christmas book where you read a chapter every day leading up to Christmas, and then we are also going to do like a Christmas thriller every week leading up to Christmas. So there'll be like 6 books and an Advent calendar. We're real excited about that. So stay tuned for those announcements. But I knew that I was going to do the Cozy Mystery Book Club. I just did not know when I was going to do it. I had no idea. Honestly, we talked again about stuff and like right before I left for Florida in March. And so we thought maybe we were like aiming for the summer, and then we got real busy. So I was like, well, I think I'm going to start the Cozy Mystery Book Club in like June was kind of my idea. But I always kind of felt that the timing would feel right for me, okay? Like, I was like, the timing will feel right for me. It'll just all, like, I'll just know it's the time to do it. Okay, so, well, if I get into this, it's gonna ruin the surprise. Okay, so, but I don't care. We're just gonna ruin the surprise anyway, because you want to hear about the surprise. Okay, so when I was in Las Vegas, I decided that I was going to start my new channel, which is Peter's Movie Reviews, where I'm doing movie reviews over there, okay? And one of the movies that I wanted to review, which I watched last night, was The Thursday Murder Club, which is the movie adaptation of the first book of Richard Osman's cozy mystery series. A lot of people say it's just a mystery series. It's definitely a cozy mystery series. Of the Richard Osman Thursday Murder Club book, okay? So that adaptation just came out on Netflix. It came out, I think, last week. So when I was in Las Vegas, I had put that on a list of movies that I wanted to watch and review for my movie channel. So I'm laying in bed that night, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking about how, I was like, I think there's 3 or 4 books in the series already, And I was like, I want to read the rest of them because last year, I think it was last fall, I read the Thursday Murder Club and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So I was like, I want to read the rest of the books in the Thursday Murder Club book because the movie's coming out. I'll watch the movie and then that'll remind me of the book that I read. And then I'll go on and I'll read the second, third, and fourth book or whatever there is. So I looked it up and there are currently 4 books in the series and the 5th one is coming out September 25th. Now, this got my wheels turning and I was like, okay, because I didn't really know how I was going to do the Cozy Mystery Book Club because a lot of people have read these series. Once you start a Cozy Mystery series, it's like, it would be hard for me as a book club to say, we're going to read the first one. And I did this before, the read along, and I never followed through with it. So that was, I totally failed at that. I take total ownership over that. That was like a year ago. Okay. So if you just do one book in the series, then everybody's like, did you continue to read it? So I was like, how am I going to do this? So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, well, what if when I start my movie channel, one of the first movies that I review is the Thursday Murder Club. And then what if I also start the Cozy Mystery Book Club and the first series that we read is the Thursday Murder Club and we'll just read them all straight through like we did with the Alex Cross books. Like, whoever hasn't, whatever book you're on. Like, I've read the first one, so I'm going to start on the second book in Thursday Murder Club, okay? So we'll just read them straight through. Like, and then the 5th one comes out September 25th. So by the time that we're done, we will read book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, book 5, and then we will be completely caught up. So that when the next one comes out, book 6, we can all read it together as part of the Cozy Mystery Book Club. Get it? Okay. So I was like, well, this will be really fun because there's a lot of new series that have 1 to 4 books in the series. I might pick some longer ones too, but I'm not sure yet. I think I'm going to try to keep the first few months, few years. I don't know how long this is going to go on. The first few months of the year, I'm going to try to keep them shorter book series because I want to read conclusively every book in the series. Okay. So welcome to Peter's Cozy Mystery Book Club. I think I'm just going to call it the Cozy Mystery Book Club. Okay. So here's the deal. Every month or every 2 months, I'm going to come out and I'm going to announce a series. And then during that time period, okay, we are going to read all the books conclusively that are out. We're going to read all the books in that series. And I'm going to try to pick series that are continuing to go on, okay, that there's going to be like a book that comes out in the next 6 months or year. We're going to read all conclusively in that month or 2 or whatever, how long it takes us. I'm not picking 20 books, okay? I'm talking about 2 to 5 books in 2 months that you have to read, okay? We're going to read all the books within that series. So, for example, okay, the first book series that we're going to read, which will be September and October, is the Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. There are 4 books, and there will be 5 books as of September 25th. So, in September and October, we will be reading the Thursday Murder Club books, and we will be reading all 5. So, if you read and you keep up with this, by the end of October, if you haven't already, I know a lot of people out there have read these books, but by the end of October, you can read it at your own pace. It's not like read a book a week, whatever. You can read them on your own pace. You can read them all 5 in a week. You can read 1 every other week. You can do whatever you want. But by the end of October, we will have completely read every book that is out in the Thursday Murder Club book series. Get it? Okay. And then for November, December, it depends on how many books there are. If there's 2 books out, we'll just do that. If there's 6 books out, we'll probably pick, I'll carry it over 2 to 3 months. It's also depending on the length of the book because Cozy Mysteries are actually, they're usually really rather short. And in fact, I wanted to read to you about what a Cozy Mystery is in case, because people get very confused about it. A Cozy Mystery is a subgenre of crime fiction characterized by a lighthearted tone, limited graphic violence and sexual content, and a setting in a small, intimate community. These stories typically feature an amateur sleuth who solves a crime, such as murder, using their wit and social connections within the close-knit setting, which often has a specific hobby or profession as a hook. So most of these the way that I would describe a Cozy Mystery is that, first of all, they're usually from a female point of view. There's a few that are from a male point of view. The ones that I read, if it's from a male point of view, it's usually from a gay male's point of view. But I would say I've only read like 2 book series. Josh Lanyon, The Scrabbles and Scruples, I think is the series, and I love that series. But most of them are from a woman's point of view. Some of them are paranormal. I don't typically read the paranormal ones, but I'm not closed off to it. I think the one I like that's paranormal that I've read like 2 books in the series is about the librarian, the Haunted Library series. So it's usually about a woman that sometimes she comes home, like she's gone through a divorce, or she's a widower, or she's been left at the altar, or something, she's lost a job, and so she has to move back to the small town that she's from, or to a small town that she knows. And usually somebody in her family, like a great aunt, has passed away and left her like a bed and breakfast, a bookstore, a diner, a restaurant, a bakery, a very cozy kind of business. And then they start running it. And then usually a mystery happens and she becomes an amateur sleuth. And there's usually, cozy mysteries have a lot of eccentric characters in the town too. So there's like, you get to know the characters in the town through the series. Whether those are family members or their friends, there's usually like rival people. There is romance usually in cozy mysteries. Cozy mysteries have a lot of romance. There's always a love interest. It's usually the sheriff in town. But there's hardly very little sex at all. Like, it's not even insinuated. Like, if they stay over, like, I think I'm on book 33. I've read all the books in the Misfortune series, and I don't think they've ever insinuated once that Carter and Fortune Redding have ever had sex, and they're engaged. So, I don't think they've ever insinuated once that they've had sex, okay? But, like, he'll sleep over, but he falls asleep on the recliner. So they insinuate it. And the violence is always like, they don't get it. It's never like violent nature. And this is kind of honestly what I like about it. It's very kind of like Murder, She Wrote. In fact, the book series Murder, She Wrote is considered a cozy mystery series. I've never read them, but people have read them and said they liked them. So it's like, it always takes place in like a small town, kind of like Cabot Cove in Murder, She Wrote. But that's kind of what a cozy mystery is. Now, a couple years ago when I was introduced to them, I don't even honestly remember the first cozy mystery that I read. I just fell in love with them. And part of what I fell in love with was the small town of it. The characters are just well-developed, usually. Interesting characters that you just fall in love with, and they have endearing backgrounds. You want to like fight for these people because you love them so much. And usually like kind of like fall in love with the main character because they're real endearing and they've kind of had like some hard stuff happen to them in their life. And this is like their second start, you know? And a lot of them have recipes in them because a lot of them are surrounded by cooking. So there's a lot of recipes, there's a lot of food, there's a lot of comfort. They're just cozy, okay? A lot of them take place around holidays. Halloween and Christmas are big in these cozy mystery series. But a lot of them are, like the Jacqueline Frost, the Christmas Tree Farm mystery series. It's every year is just, it's on this Christmas tree farm that she lives on. But not all of them. But they all take place usually in small towns. Like one of my favorite series is the Campgrounds and Criminals series by Tanya Kappas. It's about a woman she's originally from a small town in Kentucky, moved to New York, became a flight attendant, married this really rich guy. He died. When he died, he left her this campground that she thought was going to be like high-end luxury and found out that it was like 4 trailers on a lake. And so she fixes it up. But like every book, they're very short. They're like less than 200 pages. And every book, there's like a mystery that occurs at the campgrounds. And she and her friend try to solve it. This woman that is a manager that like smokes one cigarette after another and just drinks coffee all day long. So they're real cozy like that. So I love them. And I love finding new series. The thing is, I will start a series and read like 1 or 2 books in it, and then I will stop. And so I thought, well, there's like 10 series out there that I've started in the last 2 or 3 years that I haven't started, because I'm like, well, there's only 2 or 3 books in the series, so I'll just wait until there's more out there. But I thought, this is a perfect time to bring the series to the book club, then we can all read them together, because I love to talk about cozy mysteries. So like I said, this is the way it's going to work, okay? There's no signing up for it. There's no Facebook group. I'm not going to be doing any lives on this. I will come over here, and at the end of the month, at the end of the 2 months or months or whatever it is, there's no like time limit to it. The reason I'm picking 2 months for the Thursday Murder Club books is because there will be 5 books by October. So I figure 2 months for 5 books is fair. So the way that it's going to work, so like for November's books, which I will announce in October, I will come on here in October and I will announce what the November books are going to be. Because I'm sure a lot of people have already read the Richard Osman books. So they'll be like, well, I'll wait till the next time. By the way, put any recommendations you want in the comment section below for Cozy Mystery Series. Then what will happen is, if I pick another series and the next series has like 2 books, like I'm reading the Woodsy Cabin series or whatever, there's 2 books in that series. So like that might be a series that I would pick and we would just read those books for November. And then if the next series I pick has 6 books, I might pick December and January for that. I will give enough time for people to read these books. Cozy mysteries are not long. They are not 500, 600 page books. They are usually around 200, maybe 300 pages. The Richard Osman books are actually longer than what most cozy mysteries are, okay? So if you want to be part of it, all you got to do is say, I'm part of it. You don't even have to say it in the comment section. You can just say it to yourself or not at all. Say it to your dog if you want, or your cat. But you can just join along with me. Every month I will announce what the books are going to be. So there will be no other announcement about the Cozy Mystery books. I mean, I'm sure I'll announce it on my vlog. I might do some updates over here of the books that I'm reading and what I think about them. But the next announcement will be in November, and it will be about, or it'll be in October, and it'll be about what the November books will be. And then at the end of October, I will do a review of all 5 of the books in the series and what I think about the series so far. And if you want me to, along the way, well, this is actually, I hadn't thought about this. I could, along the way, do a review of each book. I'll probably do that too. If you want me to do that, let me know. But then I'm going to probably be picking series that have like 6 or 7 or less books in the series already. I don't want to pick series that have like, I mean, I would love to read another 20 book series, but it's going to be hard for us all to do that because a lot of people will be like, well, I'm on book 5 or I'm on book 2 or I've read that series. So I'm going to try to pick newer Cozy Mystery series that we can all start together. And I know there's a lot of cozy readers out there, but I'm going to try to pick series that we can read together and that we can start. And then by the end, we can say, well, I've read every book in that series. And so then when the next one comes out, this is the other thing. So like if the 6th Richard Osman book would come out in April, okay? And at that point, we're reading Judy Smith's Apple Orchard series, okay? But the 6th book in the Richard Osman book series comes out, we will also add that as well. So we will all read the 6th Richard Osman book together. So I'm going to keep a list of all the series that we're reading. Does that make sense? Okay. So welcome to the Cozy Mystery Book Club. I'm very, very excited about this. I love cozy mysteries. It's going to introduce me to a lot of series, but it's going to force me into a position to read all the books in the series instead of just stopping with like one and being like, okay, I'll come back to the second one later. I'll just read all the way through a series and then I'll be caught up. Does that make sense? Because I would rather have like 5 or 6, 10 series that I'm all the way caught up on just waiting for the next book to come out. So I'm really, really excited about it. Let me know if you're going to join along in the comment section below. If you guys have any recommendations for Cozy Mystery series that you would like to read, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know if you're going to read along. If you have any questions and I wasn't clear enough, put it in the comment section below and I will clear it up in my next video. I love you guys. I'm like in my head like, am I thinking this through? Okay, so if you want to join along, all you have to do is for September and October, okay, read all 5 books in the Thursday Murder Club series by Richard Osman. The first 4 are already out, and the 5th one comes out September 25th. So you might want to put your order in at the library or on the bookstore or the Audible or whatever if you want to, because the 5th one comes out September 25th. And by the end of October, okay, the 31st, Halloween, all you have to do is have read all 5 books. That's it. That's all you have to do, okay? And then in October, probably the 2nd or the 3rd week of October, I will come over here and announce the next series that we're going to read. I'm very, very excited about this. It's going to be a fun project. I don't know. Depending on how well it goes, we may be doing this for years and years and years. So anyway, let me know some other series that you might want to read in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.